welcome to the Young Indian Professionals of New England talk show with the professionals, where we highlight professional success stories both individually and community. Today we have here Jyoti Justin, who is an associate broker at Keller Williams in Lexington. Thank you so much for being part of the show today.
Thanks for having me, Niharika. It's so exciting to be here.
Thank you. We're so excited to have you today. So first, I want to start with is, could you please tell us your early professional story and how you got to where you are today?
Sure. So I am an engineer by background, a double E. I worked in corporate for 18 years before moving full-time into real estate. And it was one of those things since I came to the US almost a little over 20 years ago. I just loved learning about real estate, hearing about real estate, and talking about it. So when the opportunity came, my company was getting bought out by another company, and I've been thinking about this for like a long time. And as soon as that happened, I was like, oh my God, that's perfect. Because you
Yeah,
get it. And so that's your cushion, and then you start something new, and that's the way to do it. So and
sometimes things happen. Sometimes things in life happen for a reason. So this was your calling.
yes, it was. And I'm so excited that I was able to actually pursue my passion.
I'm so happy to hear that. I think many professionals should be inspired that, follow your passions and whatever you need to do.
Yes, I totally agree. If, like they say, like if you do what you love, it doesn't feel like work. So
Exactly. So what aspects of real estate really attracted you to be in this field?
the first one is absolutely people. I love people. I thrive on that energy, relationships, people. And I also love houses, everything about houses, uh, how they're built, what goes on in it, how they're designed. So, and like seeing a house come from dirt alive into a house and then turn into a home. So
Yeah,
those things I absolutely love.
I think like seeing the whole process of like, finding someone a home is such a rewarding feeling at the end of the day.
It really, truly is. Yes. That's what I guess. Yeah. That just, I feel like that's why I do what I do.
It's amazing. So, I know young professionals are also dealing with buying their own home, but many people are kind of hesitant to do it because they don't have that much knowledge to, get themselves out there and, finding their own home. And they don't know how to like go and see, where the homes are and how to even buy their own home. So, what kind of things should young professionals look for while finding a home?
There, that's actually a pretty loaded question. There's so much that goes on. It's like from, the beginning to the end. It's a pretty intensive process. And there's so many ways to, I guess, there's no right or wrong about it. But like one of the things I do is I host a lot of buyer seminars. Before COVID, I used to do them like, you know, with larger groups. But since COVID, we ended up doing them either on Zoom or I do them one-on-one now. But yes, I feel like anytime anybody has to make an important decision, well, a decision in their life, you want knowledge to help you. The more knowledge,
Exactly.
the more comfortable you are. So again, there's so much on the internet as well, but I feel like there's so many little nuances that go behind the scenes kind of thing, for which it does help when you have a professional with you, part of your team on this journey. So there's things to look out for. I would say the first thing would be location, and you can't change the location. But one of the other things that you do want to always, and this is my advice to all the young Indian professionals here who are watching this, is remember the first home you buy will not be your forever home. So do not overthink it. Just don't. And I find this over and over again. People are like, oh my God, my first home needs to have like 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms and a 2-car garage, and it
Yeah,
needs a cul-de-sac and in the best school district possible. People, I mean, you'll get there. We all get there, but we all started small in the sense it's a step-by-step process. It's like a little kid who learns to crawl, then walk, then run. And then you got to go through the process. Don't be in a super rush, and do not buy a house because it's not your ultimate dream house. Take the first step.
Exactly. It's all baby steps. I feel like that's the best advice, even for life as well, too.
Yeah.
But I do agree, location, look, I've always like whenever I watch like HGTV or like whenever I hear like my parents talking about real estate, they're like location, location, location. So definitely location is something that cannot be changed at all, but it's something that's really crucial in times like today.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the most important factors as far as pricing goes, the way you're going to end up. But the biggest thing I feel is take that first step and buy.
Exactly. So I know like times like today where rents and home costs are high, how should young professionals prepare to be ready to buy their own first home?
So the first thing is obviously you still do have to save up somewhat. Make sure you pay all your bills on time. So you build your credit score because that's very important to get pre-approved. So save some, build some. And when you have I've even had people who are like, when you're at 10%, I know that legally you can even buy a house if you're 3.5% or more. If you're a doctor, you can actually buy a house with 0% down.
Oh wow.
Or not, but yeah.
I didn't
So
know that.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So even like with 3.5% down, you could, but the problem is the market is so competitive, your offer gets to be weak. So when you're at 10%, you have a much more solid chance of doing it. But yes, so what you need to do is save some, spend some,
Yeah.
get out of renting and own, because the sooner you own, the sooner you start building equity.
Hmm. I think that's a great advice. And I didn't even know about that 0% down thing.
0%.
I learned
Yeah,
something new
doctors have it
today.
really good because they get their pre-approvals and their loans based on their estimated income,
Hmm.
based on the fact that they've been studying so much.
That's awesome. So I know real estate, it must be a really rewarding feeling when you find clients their dream home. Could you
Yeah.
please tell us the best story you had during your career in real estate?
Oh my God. I have so many stories. Some days I feel like I could just write a book about everything,
Oh my God.
Stories, fun stories, and so on and so forth. But there's this one that I'm going to particularly mention about a really nice, wonderful clients who have now become dear friends. They were relocating into Massachusetts and specifically wanted to be in Lexington. And we were looking for a house. It took a year and a half. And they were very, very particular about what they wanted.
Hmm.
And we kept looking at houses one after the other. They did not want to do any like virtual videos and tours. They were like, no, no, we want to feel the space. We want to feel the space.
Hmm.
Ended up going into every single house that we could possibly go into, on market, off market. And it came out every time it'd be like, it's okay, we're just not feeling it.
Yeah.
The coolest thing happened one day. There was an open house happening for a house which was completely not anything that they would even have liked. As we were going over there, and we just saw this other, well, it wasn't on the market, this other house that was in that same neighborhood.
Mhm.
I ended up talking to the realtor, and she was like, oh, no, 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 they're still in the midst of, the house is getting ready. We can't show it to anybody. We know, it'll come on the market in like 2 weeks or so. And we're like, no, 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 no. We just want this house. So what we did was we stalked the house on Google, tried to pull up all the past information we could
Oh
for,
my God.
and we submitted a blind offer without seeing the house on the.
Wow.
And we got the house. And
Yay.
the thing was, when they actually allowed us to go into the house and we walked in, and the first thing my client said was, oh my God, I'm in love. This is the house.
Oh my
So
God, that's such a
it
rewarding
happens, it was
story.
so heartwarming, and it was so like, for somebody who was so particular, they had to feel the space. Finally, the house they bought, and knock on wood, they're very happy in their
Oh,
house. Been there a couple of times for parties, and yeah.
oh, that's such a rewarding feeling.
Yes, it was. It was just like, and we were all just like, oh, we got the house, we got the house, we got the house.
Time for a celebration.
It was.
That's amazing. So now I'm gonna go into a little fun question about real estate is that do you watch HGTV? Because I know I used to when I was a child and I still love watching HGTV. And what shows do you like to watch?
I love HGTV, just like everybody else does.
It's so obsessive. Like it's so addicting as well too.
Yeah, I truly wish, you know how fast they show things move on TV. Like, oh yeah, day 20, day 40, day 60, and boom, there's the house ready before and after. Gosh, if only it was like that, in real life.
Yeah.
Yes, my two favorite shows are definitely the one with Tarek and Christina, which is Fixer Upper. No, Flip or Flop.
Flip or flop, yeah.
Then the other one is the Chip and Joanna, which I think is Fixer Upper. So yeah,
Yeah.
those are my two favorites.
I love watching House Hunters International. Like
That is so fun. I have
that's a
seen that.
very fun show. I love when they're like they look at three homes and they have to decide which one they like. And I'm like, oh, I like this one. I like that one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's such a great show.
Like they just make it happen.
Yeah, and also I love like the higher end shows because then I'm like, oh my God, this like 20 million house is so gorgeous. It's like I love I love watching all these like shows.
Yeah. There's this, I think the New York, gosh, not Property Brothers, the other one, the New York Mogul.
Million Dollar Listing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's also really fun. Yeah.
It's a very fun show. I just like love watching it because then I get inspiration of how I want to do like my bedroom or like I get my parents inspiration. I'm like, let's renovate this room to
Yeah.
like this type of decor and it's such a fun show. I love it.
Yeah. And one of the things that I think does help, frankly, looking at HGTV, because one of the other things that I do when we do end up getting a house for my buyers that needs work, we plan it ahead. And I have
Mhm.
this like, list of vendors that I work with. I have my own team of people I work with. They're amazing. So what we do is we schedule them accordingly, like as soon as the house closes, say you need the floors done, the floor guy will be there, the painter will be there, electrician will, that kind of a thing. But again, we plan it accordingly. Obviously, I mean, it's not like the 50-day thing.
Yeah.
If you're reading a kitchen, it could take that long, but
Yeah.
that's helpful because that's what I show people in terms of I'm like, hey, do you see how that happened? Your house could be that.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. So more in the future looking side of things. What do you think is the future of real estate?
Well, real estate, just like anything else, is a product of supply and demand. And in our cities here, I would say, high tech cities,
Mm-hmm.
like Silicon Valley, LA, New York, Boston, there's just such less supply and more demand of professionals coming in to these.
Exactly.
So again, just like any product, less supply, more demand makes the prices go high. So unfortunately, I mean, there's so many people who keep saying, oh, there's a crash coming, crash coming, crash coming. I don't see it just because the demand is so high. And I understand
Yeah.
there with the high interest rates, and limited inventory, but people still want houses.
Exactly. It's I heard like even in Andover, like and even in Boston, I've been hearing that people are not even able to buy homes because there's such big competition and people are putting above asking offers, which is insane.
Yeah.
And it's like a catfight between people to get a certain home. So I definitely see that even when I like hear stories that the demand is very high.
Yeah. So I mean, well, there's a there's different perspectives, different ways to look at the same thing. One is, what, because the demand is so high and because you anticipate the demand to get higher as time goes by, it's a worthwhile investment to make.
Yeah,
So like jump in on the bandwagon when you can, and yes, it's hard to secure a house right away, but at the same time, that brings me back to the thing. Don't try to get your forever home in the first shot
exactly.
and then start.
That's awesome. So outside of work, what type of side hobbies do you like to do other than your full-time job?
I love to travel.
Oh,
Absolutely love to travel. Love meeting people, socializing, get-togethers, and I love life. The gym, yes. That's
I
also
love Lifetime too.
right. It's just
Very great place. I love it. If anyone's watching it, definitely sign up for Lifetime. It changes your life.
it does change your life. But you know what? They nowadays they started a wait list now because they
I
cap.
know, it's so sad. I'm like, well, I can understand why, but I
But yeah,
definitely love that place.
get on the wait list, people.
Yes,
It's worth it.
yeah.
We're both
Um,
plugs for lifetime here.
of course, I am a big lover. I definitely love spin class. I think spin class is like my happy place and makes me feel so good after.
See, you're glowing already.
Thank you. Thank you. So what motivates and inspires you to achieve greater things in life?
I think the biggest motivation for me is that feeling of happiness that you see on your client's face, you know, and the fact that they're trusting you to be a partner in one of the biggest financial decisions they will ever make in their lives, that to me means a lot. You know, it's and that I'm worthy of that trust and that we're in this journey together.
Aw,
Going through that journey and seeing the happy faces at the end of it, that makes like everything worth
aw, that means the world. I
it.
think that's really rewarding, and I feel like buying a home is also a major life decision. So the fact you're guiding them throughout the whole journey is in itself motivating and inspiring.
I'm excited to be part that they make me part of their journey, you know.
Yeah, and then they become your second family.
Yes, they do. It's
Oh,
just so much fun. All the laughs we have along the way. And then the fact that all my previous clients become friends.
oh, that's amazing. So lastly, what advice do you have for young and new professionals of New England?
I would say, guys, don't be disheartened. Keep the faith. You, even though with all this craziness, there is opportunity amidst
Mhm.
all of this. And you can own a house. It's not an impossible dream, even in today's market. And just like I said before, get your credit score going, start saving, maybe even invest in the stock market for a little bit until you have enough to, collect your down payment. As soon as you have your down payment, you're ready. Get a seasoned real estate professional to guide you,
Yes.
and you're ready to go on this journey and make it happen. Keep the faith.
That's awesome. So thank you so much for being part of the show today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And for all the young and new professionals that are watching, if you're looking to buy your home or sell your home, please contact Jyoti Justin. She's an amazing broker and most importantly, a great life mentor as well too. So feel free to contact Jyoti Justin for all your real estate needs. Where can they contact you to buy or sell
Yeah.
their home?
So a couple different ways. My cell phone, which I am pretty good at responding fast, is text me, call me. I'm at 781-929-3558. If you want to email me, I'm at jyotijustin.realtor@gmail.com. And if you want to check out my website, I do have some really lovely clients who have posted their testimonials there. It's jyotijustin.com. And you can go to jyotijustin.com/meet me to check out my videos and testimonies.
Great. And as you may have known, you can also see Jyoti Justin at Burlington Mall and Lifetime as well too. I see it and I'm like, oh my God, I know her.
Oh my God, that's so cool. You see it there. Thank you.
I wanted to put a little side plug over there. So now you know if you see Jyoti Justin in Burlington Mall, this is the girl. This is this is the boss woman over here.
Thank you so much, Niharika. And to all you guys there, thank you so much for watching the video. And
Thank you.
thank you.